Hi everyone, and welcome. I'm Ashley, social worker and yoga therapist. Today, I want to talk about a very common pattern many of us fall into, the fixer. You probably know what I mean. That tendency when someone we care about is going through a challenge or they're expressing emotional distress, and our immediate response is, how can I solve this? How can I make this better? We want to jump in and fix it. Now, it's very important to recognize that this usually comes from a place of deep care and love. It's a genuine desire to help, to alleviate someone's suffering, and to support the people in our life. For some, this fixer role might even be something learned early on, perhaps by observing a parent or caregiver who always stepped in to resolve problems. Maybe for us, it can feel like the right thing to do. We might say to ourselves, it's what a strong, caring person does. And there's definitely something admirable in that desire to be helpful and protective. But here's where things can get a bit complicated. While the intention behind fixing is almost always positive, when we're constantly operating in fix-it mode, there can be some unintended consequences for ourselves and for the people we're trying to help. Let's explore a few of these. First, fixing someone else's problems can inadvertently disempower the other person. When we rush in with solutions, even with the best intentions, we might subtly send the message that we don't fully trust their ability to handle the situation by themselves. And over time, this can chip away at their confidence and their own problem-solving skills. Second, it can lead to burnout for the fixer. If your default is to try and fix everything right away for others, you're taking on an immense amount of responsibility. Constantly carrying the weight of others' problems is emotionally and mentally exhausting, and it's a surefire path to feeling overwhelmed and depleted. Third, it can sometimes get in the way of deeper emotional connection. Often, when someone is sharing a problem, what they truly need most isn't an immediate solution. They might need to feel heard, understood, and validated in their feelings. If our focus is solely on fixing, we might miss crucial opportunities for that empathetic connection that this person is needing right now. And fourth, it can foster a sense of over-responsibility in the fixer. You might start to feel that if something goes wrong, or if someone isn't happy, it's somehow your fault, or that you didn't do enough. This internal pressure is a heavy burden to carry through life and relationships. So if you recognize some of these fixer tendencies in yourself, what's the alternative? How can you shift this pattern while still being the caring, supportive person you are? It's often about adjusting the way we approach these situations. We can still have a fundamental desire to be there for others, but pause and listen before acting, before offering any advice or solutions. Take a moment to truly listen. Focus on understanding their experience and their emotions, not just the practical details of the problem. For example, validate their feelings. Instead of immediately jumping to solutions, try acknowledging their emotions. Phrases like, that sounds really challenging, or I can understand why you feel that way. These statements can have a huge difference, helping someone feel seen and understood. And lastly, try to recognize your own limits. It's perfectly okay not to have all the answers. Healthy boundaries involve understanding that you can support someone without taking on their entire burden as your own. Making this shift from fixer to supporter takes practice, especially if fixing is a deeply ingrained habit. It requires self-awareness and a willingness to try a different approach. But by learning to support rather than always fix, you can help foster more resilient, empowered relationships and also protect your own emotional energy and well-being. I invite you to reflect. Do you see fixer tendencies in yourself? If so, what's one small adjustment you could try this week to move away from fixer and into supporter? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in. If this resonated with you, please consider liking the video and subscribing for more insights. New videos drop every Friday. And remember, it's all about progress, not perfection. Take care.